Today is Rain's Day. Rain's Day. Rain, the Connie Corso. Say hello, Rain. Say good morning, everybody. Good morning. Come on, Rain. Let's go walk around a little bit. Well, as you can see, we're missing, what, 3/4 of the group right now? And there's a good reason why we're missing 3/4 of the group. And by the way, today, hopefully the comments work. Last week we were struggling. We did an entire stream with no comments, no interaction with the audience. So that was a bummer. Come here, big boy. He's trying to get out of the sun. Rain, come here. Do you want some water? Let's get some water over here because we just finished our run, so he's probably thirsty. Come here, buddy. Let's get some water. Come get you some water, buddy. Yep, you almost did it. You don't want water? You don't want no water? Come on, buddy. I don't think you want no water. You want to get out of the sun. Okay. I won't bother you then. Well, anyways, back to what I was saying. Come here, Rainy. Come here, bud. I think he wants to go inside and lay down, really. Come here. We can't do a live stream if you're laying down inside the house, buddy. Here, you can lay in the grass. It's nice and cool. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, this is my tiny Corso. He is 2 years old, and well, the reason why he's painting so hard is because he just finished his morning workout, and he's tired. So we did probably about 3/4 of a mile of a jog today, and just enough to get his heart rate up, you know, get his muscles activated, pique his interest in his mind, you know, just to get him stimulated, but nothing to overdo it. But he loves it. He absolutely loves it. You should see him when I go get the leash. He bounces around because he knows he's getting ready to have a good time. So very good workout today. Nothing too major. But we're missing the Rottweiler. So bad news, everybody. Very, very bad news for the Rottweiler. She is needing surgery. So we'll talk about that real quick. But right now, she's resting because we're not trying to aggravate her knee. Come here, buddy. We can't leave the show. He wants to go inside. Nice doggo. And he's not a doggo. He's a Connie Corso. Yay, good boy. Thank you. Come on, look. Let's go relax by the pool. Come on. Let's go. Come on. I know you got some in here. I got something for you. You can play? He's like, I'm tired, Dad. He's not even interested in a toy. That's how tired he is right now. Come on, Bobster. Come on. Thank you. I appreciate it. Lovely eyes. What's going on, Ronaldo? Liza, handsome. Hello, very beautiful dog. Thank you so much. He's fighting me. He wants to go inside. Come on, Rain. We can't have a show if you're going inside. Come here. Come here. He's like, okay, Dad. Why are you making me perform? Come on, buddy. Sonu Chavada, what's going on? Hello, everybody. Leanne Cooper, what's going on? So this is Rain, the Connie Corso, and we're missing the other half. Storm is my Rottweiler. Oh, there she is, but you cannot play. You cannot play. See how she's limping, guys? So we're going to, since she came out, that means that she's going to have to be very, very careful. Nope. So I may be doing a lot of yelling today because she's not allowed to play right now until she has her surgery. You can see her limping in the back. Hey, nope, we're not playing. No, I see you. She wants to play so bad, but look at that limp, y'all. So what my Rottweiler has done has torn her ACL. So she's not allowed to play until after she's had her surgery. She's walking around, you know, for now, but even that needs to be very, very limited. So her name is Storm. Yay. And I think he must have been waiting for Storm to come outside or to be with her, so maybe that's why he was trying to go inside. Thank you very much, Liza. Is it Lisa? Lisa, right? Lisa? Elaraz. He he wants to go look at people walk their dog. Rain, come back. The big girl over here. So anyway, let me introduce you to Storm. This is my Rottweiler. She's a sweetheart when she wants to be. MP, do you live being MP? Do you love? I'm not sure what you're saying. Live being lives. Live being lives. Not sure what you're saying, Leanna. The dog or what? Where are you from? I'm a Texan. We're all in Central Texas. Akashat Shamara says hi. Jager Among Us says hi. What's going on? Like I meant. Okay, what did you mean? MP, is it live being in lives? Are you saying love being in live? I don't know. A dog is seen by another dog. Yes, that is true. I thought you said rain. It's rain. Reign. He's going into the house, y'all. He was dying to go in the house. That's fine. It's fine. We'll hang out with Storm for a minute. Ray the Dulu. What's going on? So the Rottweiler is female and the Cane Corso is a male. Do I like lives? I do. So it sounds like you're maybe a YouTuber and you're asking me how I like doing live streams. I like live streams only because of the direct connection with the audience. It's really nice. And the nice thing, and I'm not a dog trainer, but I do have a couple people that come on and are very, very knowledgeable. And so I actually learn a lot from interacting with the audience. So yeah, I enjoy the lives. We're doing good. We're doing good. Ray Delu, or is it Delu? Oh, look who's here. Duck is here. What's going on, Duck? Missed you too. Everything is going A-okay, except my Rottweiler needs surgery. Doo doo. Boo. Yeah, she needs surgery. So we on my last stream I wasn't able to interact with the audience. However, we were talking about both of my dogs needing to be seen. And so the Cane Corso needed to be seen for his lip, and he just came back out. So I can show you his lip. It turns out he just bit his lip. And let me show you. Come here, big boy. Let me see your lips. See how it's ulcerated there? So yeah, so he bit his lip, and so now he needed antibiotics. So he got his antibiotics, and he got up to date on all his shots too, while he was there. And then this girl, since she was limping so much, we thought maybe it was hip dysplasia going on with her, but it turns out they did the like in the humans have the knee stability test where they pull forward on the tibia, and if it has a laxity in it, then you can tell if that. In the humans, it's called the ACO. So in dogs, they call it CCO. So it looks like she's either has a tear or something going on with that. And either way, she's going to need to be scoped and possibly repaired. So she's going to need that surgery. So we have a referral put in, and then we're going to be, we don't have a date yet, but we're going to be, and then she's going to be immobile for a long time, for a couple months. She'll be able to go to rehab in between, but then, but she won't be able to play like this or run around anymore or exercise like she normally does. So it's challenging and it's sad. I hate to see it happen, but I want her to live her best life, you know what I mean? And so for her to be able to play and run around with her brother like this means the world to them, because they love it, He's slobbering her face. Look how much slobber he's put on her face, y'all. No, I appreciate it, Duck. I appreciate it. So we're in the United States, by the way. Somebody asked what country. How older am I or the dogs? You're probably talking about the dog. She's the oldest. Well, not the oldest. The oldest is my little one inside the house, but she's the second oldest. She's 4 years old, and he's 2 years old. My Roddy tore his ACO. I had him on a tie down and let it heal on its own with meds. So yeah, that's the other approach, right? You can just basically not let them do a whole lot, And the veterinarian mentioned that as well. He said that what will happen is, I guess, the capsule around the joint thickens to the point where it stabilizes the knee with no problem. So I think the trick though is that they have to be kind of immobile for a minute until it thickens up enough for it to heal on its own. I think that's a reasonable approach, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. He said that so there's a surgery called TPLO, I think is what it's called, and I have to look it up because I'm not a surgeon. Uh, but either way, that surgery, I think it shaves down the bone and it keeps the knee from going forward on its own. But after it's healed with rehab, apparently the dogs are back to normal after when they're done. Hey, be careful, big girl. So she's just limping. So I'm policing them heavy today. I usually don't police them this hard because I want them to play and have fun, but I have to police them until she gets it right. I'm not sure why she's going in the sun. She might have to go to the bathroom, but yeah, Missy's great, Duck. Missy's in the house. Yeah, I knew it. She had to go pee. Missy's great. She's living her best life in her elderly age. Homer, what's Homer the Clown Trigger? Hey, Homer. I feel like that thumbnail looks like somebody else that I know. Big Hoss is here. Hoss, hey, what's going on? Don't know about Delicious. Oh, I don't know what that was all about either. Is little Missy still suffering from CFNS, consuming fridge non-stop syndrome? Of course, she never stops from that, Duck. Good that the fighting dogs is inside. Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Where are you going, Bobster? Rain, don't go over there. I just put this up. Rehab in physical is better than operating. Well, that's the question. Do we just do let it heal on its own, let the capsule thicken? That would be the least expensive option, I think, because obviously it's just more about quarantining the dog and making sure they don't re-injure the as it's starting to heal up on its own. So maybe yes, that's right, crazy Homer. You changed. I knew it. I knew that was you. You just changed your name to Homer the Clown. Okay. Isn't genetic? It's genetic, isn't it? I don't think so, Doug. I don't think it's genetic. I think it's maybe her and her brother playing rough. I don't know. That's more than likely. I think what happened. But it's so hard because my dogs love to play with each other. You've watched them interact a lot, and that's just their thing. So, but I hate that it happened. Cute dogs, really pretty colors. Thank you, Hello Kitty. That's beautiful, people. Thank you so much. I just put up a cover for it because it was getting a little hot under here, and then it's killing my chlorine. So I had to work on that. What a beast! Yeah. YouTube is messing up. At Homer the Clown Trigger is my handle, and C4 and it's my channel name. Oh, okay. So you're doing this for YouTube purposes, changing your name. Okay. Yeah, Doug, I think that's what's happened. I think, because they play very, very rough. And I don't know if she maybe turned wrong while they were playing and it just ruptured. I am not entirely sure. I wasn't here when it happened, or I don't even know if anyone witnessed it happening. Because again, my dogs have free reign throughout the day. I mean, while we're at work, they come out here in the backyard and they play. And then they go back inside. They're just doing their dog stuff. But like I said, my Rottweiler loves to run too. So she'll go out and go off in a sprint, and who knows? Who knows how the injury occurred? But the main thing is that we need a plan to fix it because, she's just too happy of a dog to not have her life back. You know what I mean? So, and this guy needs his play buddy back too. So, thank you, Hello Kitty. Storm and Rain is so we named Storm obviously 4 years ago. And it was my kids, actually. My kids are the ones that came up with the names for our dogs at the time. We had two Rottweilers. We had Storm and her brother. Of course, we lost the brother, and then we wanted to get a bigger dog so that because Storm is an aggressive player, she likes to play rough. So we decided, hey, why don't we just get a bigger dog that she can still be rough with, that can handle her little shenanigans and still be happy and nobody gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? So we decided to go with a bigger dog, the Cane Corso, and that he has met her match. He has met her match. Uh, Wait a second, I just noticed this. How dare you not have Missy in the name? Okay, Duck. It's like this. Missy has her moments, okay? If she's not in there devouring food, you know, she's gonna be in the house chilling. Come here, Stormy. What are you doing over there, baby? Can you see this Rottweiler way in the corner over there eating grass? I think. Connie Corso's like, I'm not doing all that. Oh, she's going to lay down in the grass. Okay, well, she'll hang out over there. Yeah, so it's not that we like ignoring Missy. It's just, she's temperamental, okay? She's old lady. She already had her heyday, okay? The show is about Storm and Rain. They're the big dogs. The big dog show. That ain't a big dog. What? Crazy. So they swim? They can. The Rottweiler is a swimming machine. This guy, he just doesn't really like his feet getting wet. I mean, I tried to give him water earlier with the outside doggy fountain that we just saw a minute ago, but he just doesn't like his feet wet at all. So, I mean, if we're all in the pool and Storm is in the pool swimming around, what he'll do, he'll stand on the ledge. So he'll get in, but then he doesn't want to submerge himself and swim. However, he every now and then gets the courage or gets over his fear or whatever, and then he'll do a lap in the pool. And his very first time doing that was like, I want to say last year, and I actually caught it on film too. And I put it in the shorts video of him swimming. But it was really, really awesome to see him like conquer his fears and take a lap and swim with the family. But generally speaking, I don't let my dogs go in there willy-nilly unless they're invited because several reasons. One, I just and it's very safe. I mean, if you look at the bottom, it slants down to here. It's 45-degree angle walls. So they can get out anywhere, and it's 45-degree everywhere. Anywhere they want to get out, the walls aren't straight down, it's slant. So they can climb out anywhere. It's safe for them to get in. They can always get out. But I just don't like them. I just don't trust them when I'm gone at work to be swimming in the pool. And if they get into a little tussle and somebody gets hurt, it's just I just don't let them do it. So the rules here at the house is you're only allowed to get in the pool when you're invited. And typically that's after the family's already swam and we've had our fill. Then the last 15, 20 minutes, they can jump in and swim with us. I always tell, oh, did I scare you, buddy? But that's just the boundaries that you got to set with your dogs. When you have big dogs like this, you hear me talk about that a lot. You have to set boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, you're doomed. Doomed. Duck says fun activities, not being stuck on to my phone all day. Yeah, that's right. The Great Dane, Saint Bernard, Irish Wolf dogs are big. A clown. Oh my God, you got me saying your new name now. But crazy that you're right. They are much bigger dogs than what we have. But I'm gonna tell you, if you're not used to having a dog that's over 100 pounds, yeah, that's a big dog, man. It's a big dog. It's all perspective, right? It's all perspective. In loving memory of Sweet Grayson. Hello, good morning. I'm fun deprived, I swear. Are you really, Duck? Well, I'm glad you came to have some fun with us. Jordan Stewart said, Connie Corso, love, love. Ethan says, hi. So Big Hoss is 74 pounds, black brindle, amazing animal. Wait, I missed something, Haas. Oh, you're talking about your 5-month-old Connie Corso, right? Big Hoss says, yes, they can swim. Crazy, you said my two sweet ones getting a nice outdoor kennel with doggy playground. Yeah, that's nice. Are you building it yourself, Crazy, or are you having someone do that? Noob's Revenge says, I have a pit bull with those same markings. He's a good boy. Ooh, interesting. Storm and rain. Okay, I read that already. It is so much better, guys, this time around, because last time it was like I could not see the comments and it was really bothering me. Yeah, I'm great in loving memory. I'm great. How about you? And then I can never have fun without crying about the negatives. What? Crazy says, I know. How are you today? Good. It's stock stealer. What does that mean? Or sock stealer? Oh, you're talking about Rain? Yeah, Rain will still socks. He still does that, by the way, Duck. How does he do with vets? So Jordan, he's fine. So for me, he's a little bit more socialized than my Connie Corso is. So, which is another important point. If you really want your dog to have the best kind of experience wherever they go, like to the vet, to the store, to Lowe's, whatever, you got to start socializing them. And I'll be honest with you, I've kind of not been the best at doing that for my dogs. But nonetheless, he still goes occasionally to Lowe's with me, and that's really helped his ability to interact with people he doesn't know. But I could tell yesterday at the vet when he went, um, that it was a little bit squeak. You know, it was a little bit weird for him to have somebody else touch him, which tells me that he's losing the ability to be interact with people he doesn't know. So that could be a problem if I don't kind of start correcting that and start introducing him to new people again. Because I mean, at the heart of it, I really want my dog to be good to people that are nice, right? I don't, you know, if it's an intruder, that's a different story. Somebody jumping on the property that's uninvited, then yeah, put on your big boy panties and you do your thing. But if they're being nice to you and they want to pet you, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Where's that Rottweiler at? Is she still hanging like over here? Let's go find her. So you got to keep up the socialization skills. But he was fine. She's still up there at the top. Hey, big girl, are you okay? What's the matter? What's the matter, big girl? Why are you over here by yourself? Do you not want to come hang out with us? She's like way in the back of the yard, guys. I don't know if I've even taken y'all back here before. What you doing, baby? Huh? Do you want to come hang out with us? Okay. Hey, no running. No running though. We're not playing. No. 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 Nope, no playing. Let's go find a toy you can chew on, but we're not playing today. Look at that limp, guys. Oh man. It's sad to having to stop my dogs from playing because they love to do it so much. But I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it. Gotta do it. Missed the comments. Poor, yeah, it's poor Stormy. She's hanging in there though, y'all. She's hanging in there. I know she's not. I won't. I'm not. I'm just not chancing it. I'm not sure. I mean, she's able to walk around. It seems to be fine. And he didn't say that she couldn't walk to go pee and do stuff like that. So hopefully we're not making it worse. But I'm not taking any chances with rough play and I'm running. We're not doing any of that right now. So you can walk around, you can go use the bathroom, but that's about it. You can sit down. I have either my truck or my SUV. Then leave vids. You seem very rude. What happened? Big house? Marty, a big vehicle. I'm missing what's happened, which typically for the Italian breathing American version weighs more. All right, was there some conversation that I missed? Big Haas, can you chime in real quick? Because I'm trying to understand what's going on. So, yeah, Duck, it's actually fairly warm right now. I mean, I bet it's getting close to 90 degrees out here. So, but yeah, but he just finished his workout this morning. So he's kind of panting. He hasn't recuperated from, and he did about 3/4 of a mile. I don't think we did a full mile today. But I am proud of him because he saw some people walking in the street and he turned his head, but he, for the most part, didn't run after them or try to like go interact with anybody, which is a good thing. And then the barking dogs behind fences, he seemed to react less to. But here's the thing, and this is what happened. Let me tell you what happened yesterday at the vet. Your dogs, if you have one of them that's more stirring up mess, to say it unprofessionally, if you have one dog that's super reactive, the one that's not very reactive will often feed off of that energy. So yesterday we said, look, we're not taking them both in at the same time to go see the vet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do them separately. He goes first, and so he goes in. He was fine. Didn't really bark at any other dog. Didn't even, just like it was perfect. He was kind of overwhelmed with being around new people, but he wasn't really truly negatively reacting to it, and that was perfect. The vet was like, "Here's your shot." Looked at his lip. He was a little bit apprehensive with people touching him, the veterinarian and the tech, me were all kind of surrounding him, so he was a little bit uncomfortable. But he was laying down. He didn't jump up and start barking, and so he did very very well. Next was her, so she came in. She was now we gave her now my wife gave her some trazodone before, so she was a little bit subdued, but she was still kind of like, I don't really like people kind of messing with me, but she did fine. But again, the trick being keeping them separate, because if she gets barks and gets excited, he feeds off of her energy, and then the whole system goes down. So it's something that I think could work. You can work up to where both of them can be together and doing things together. But if the chemistry is not there now, sometimes you have to kind of fall back and do one at a time. And so I think with the run, I noticed that by himself, he was just very, very mild. Not really. But if she was there, I guarantee you, she would not like to be getting close to people walking by, and she'd want to bark. And then he would do the same, feeding off of her energy. Now, again, she's older too, so he learns a lot from her, whether it's good or bad. So it's always this game of trying to stop the bad behavior that I don't desire in her, and keeping it from bleeding over into the one that doesn't have that behavior yet. So 39C is like walking on melting pavement. Got it. Well, yeah. So, I mean, it's overcast right now. So I'll say that it wasn't that bad this morning. So even though the temperature is very humid right now, too, it's like I feel real sticky. But being overcast, it was fine. But it will get that hot by the middle of the summer, by the middle of July, when it's 103 degrees. There's no way we can walk. No way we can walk out there in that pavement. The only time you can go is super early in the morning. Even in the evenings, you got to be careful, because it takes a while for the ground to cool off a little bit. So you just gotta. And so a nice way to do it is just take your hand and just feel the concrete. If you can do this and nothing, I could be here all day long, then it's probably okay. But if you like, oh shoot, your hands start hurting, that's probably not a good idea to take he's all at the poolside, like chilling. It's probably not a good idea to make your dog run or walk on hot pavement like that. It's uncomfortable. Are they chickens? What are you talking about? These are dogs. That's what Richard's talking about. ASD says, is that a Mastiff? Yes, it is an Italian Mastiff, Cane Corso. I prefer dry heat over wet heat. Yeah, yeah, Haas. A lot of people do. That's one thing about this Texas, and I think the closer you get down to the Gulf of whatever you want to call it, it starts to get more and more humid out there. By the middle of July. You're making fun of me, Duck. Somebody's putting scriptures up here. So Sally Ann, are you still here? Because they do go in there, but it's only after I invite them. Watch out! I think the canal fighting dog is out. Uh-oh. Oh, I see what you're saying, Big Hoss. You were defending me. I appreciate that, because he probably doesn't have a dog, so if he doesn't understand what the conversation is about, he probably think it's boring. But this I try to get people who are interested in the breeds, these larger breeds like this, and if they're new to that breed, I try to give them a little bit of a head start. so that they're not like making mistakes early that could be bad for them, bad for the dog, bad for everybody. So little tips and tricks that I learned, and if I can't say anything but one thing about this Cane Corso breed is you definitely need to be a leader when you are training up a dog like this. If you don't have good leadership skills, if you're like a person that's like, I want a dog for protection, and then you're like not understanding how much work it required to make this dog be a good member of the family, if you're not aware of that work, then you could be making a mistake with trying to get a dog this size and the type of behavior and temperament that this dog has. It's a wonderful dog as long as you know how to train it properly. And I'm not saying that you have to be Caesar Milan or anything, but I am saying that there's some basic things that you got to do with a dog like this, because they like to take ownership of things, and they don't care if it's the owner or the person that feeds them. If they feel like it's theirs and they see you not as a leader, they will guard it, and at the expense of your hand, or they will bite you because they think that they are above you, and they also have claimed something. So then, if that happens, that means your dog doesn't have respect for you as the alpha. And so that protection that you thought that you had now is working against you. So you got to be careful if you upgrading to these bigger breeds like that. So that's kind of what my niche is. And if that guy is not aware of that, he thinks I'm supposed to be doing some dog and pony show. Okay, then you're in the wrong place. That's a good, crazy. Like, you know what? Let me show you how these dogs can chew through a big old cow bone, and that's absolutely correct. I mean, if you're unaware of the power which this guy can wield with his bite, I've never experienced the full might of this guy's bite. Come here, big boy. Come here, big boy. Come here. What are you doing? Why you hanging out over here? Huh? What are you over here for? But I mean, if this guy bites you with the massive teeth, oh man, it's just not a good day for you. Not a good day. So yeah, so respect is something that is earned, but with these dogs, and you have to have that leadership skill. You have to know how to tell them, you know, give them direction so that they understand that, hey, I'm the person that's giving the orders, and you're the person that follows those orders. Got to using the military kind of example. And at the same time, you got to know when to reward your dog and when not to reward your dog, because sometimes you can encourage your dog to do bad behaviors at the wrong time. So right now, like him being very, very submissive, not doing anything that I don't like, undesirable behavior, barking at neighbors, chasing after stuff that I don't want them to. Now, if they're just playing, I don't care about that. I'm talking about if he's being a nuisance to your neighbors or nuisance to your family members. That's not the time to be like, oh, be quiet. Oh my God. When they're like actively barking and doing the behavior that you don't want. But right now, him being calm, cool, and submissive, I think he's gonna fall in that pool, y'all. Look at that. Boy, you gonna fall in there. But him being calm, cool, and submissive, this is the time that you want to rub on him. This is the time you give them that positive feedback that, hey, this is good behavior. So if you're unaware of that, you could encourage your dog to do bad things by giving them positive reinforcement during the wrong time. So all those little things like that matter. Again, if the guy wasn't aware this is what this channel is about, you're kind of missing the point. But I'll give my dogs love all day long like this. When they're cool, calm, and submissive and rolling over like this, oh man, this is the time to give them love. Let them know you love them. You getting jealous? Are you jealous, buddy? You jealous? So here's an example of it's very, 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 very subtle. No, 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 no. No, hey, hey, no playing. We're not playing. No playing. No playing. Sorry guys, I was trying to. No playing. We're not playing today. You cannot play. So lay down. or whatever you're gonna do, but we're not playing. She's like, okay, Dad. Nope, 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 nope. We're not playing. Cut it out. I'm taking this away. Guys, I'm gonna have to take her in the house if she's not listening. Come on. Yeah, she's gonna have to go in the house because this is exactly what I don't want her to do. Hey, hey, cut it out. Storm, go inside. Go inside. Sorry, I had this. Gotta regulate, y'all. Gotta regulate. Go inside. Go lay down. Go lay down. Sorry, guys. I had to. See, it's really natural for them to go right into that play state. Here, you can play with that. You know, it's unfair that he gets to play and she doesn't, but it's for her own good. I'm just being cautious, extra cautious. What was I saying? What was I saying? I had to regulate, y'all. Yeah, regulator. That Chronic says they get to playful sometimes. They do. They get real playful and yeah, no, yeah, Haas, that's exactly the point. You know, that's her. I've tried. I thought it was her being bad. I was like, man, why is this dog? Why is she so rough? Why she got to play with her brother so rough? But that's just her. That's like her spirit, right? She's just a real spirited dog, you know. And as much as I tried to correct it out of her, it's just not happening. So you have to work around it. As you know, there's certain things you can train out of a dog, and I think if you worked hard enough, you probably can get her to be a lot more calmer than that. But is it worth it? And does it decrease the quality of the life of my dog? I mean, again, that's why we went with a bigger dog, so that if she wanted to be more aggressive and play rough and throw them toys around and and tug with those toys, that she'd have a bigger dog that can handle that amount of play. So that was our thinking process. It may not be necessarily correct, but it seems to have worked out for the most part. It's a natural instinct for dogs to play to empty out energy. I think you gotta just find something more tame for her to do. I'm not a professional, so correct me if I'm wrong. No, I think you're absolutely right. So Duck, you're actually in the same vein of thought as my daughter. My daughter said the same thing yesterday because we were talking about how that Storm is going to be basically quarantined for at least 2 or 3 months until until like rehab shows up. But she still needs mental stimulation, she still needs to be able to release energy and do things. She's still a dog, she's not going to understand, oh, I've got to take it easy. I just had surgery, everybody, I got to take it easy. She's not understanding that. She's like, I want to do what I did yesterday before the surgery. So my daughter suggested that maybe doing like little puzzles, put treats in something, and so she has to move it around with her feet and her nose, her paws, and maybe to keep her stimulated while she's in the kennel or whatever. So we got to go to the store and pick up some more mental things that she can engage with and play with, and while she's recovering. Again, this guy is not going to understand it either because he's so used to playing with her. It's going to be awkward for him to be outside with me, but it's slowly, naturally progressing into that because our runs now is just me and him. I can't take her on the run anymore. I just don't feel that's a good idea, considering the instability of her knee. And so, but he can't suffer either, so he has to have that release of energy, or else he'll take it out on the yard. Like he'll dig holes like he's done here, or he'll get into trouble and badger everybody in the house. So it's one of those things that you have to kind of keep rolling. You got to keep moving. If he needs energy, release of energy, he has to go for that run. And thank goodness I have that golf cart, man. Without that golf cart, it would be so much more difficult to exercise these guys. Now, I said that, but I do put him on the treadmill. He just doesn't like it. He doesn't like the treadmill. Hey, what's going on? Good morning. I don't know, is that Mandarin? I don't know how to say your name, but good morning. Tell your daughter we're best friends now. Okay, Duck, I'll let her know. Not to be aggressive or angry. Haas is saying she just sent in her way. She enjoys playtime despite the pain. It's a good quality. It's good for her to show such restraint. No, I appreciate that, Haas. I think I would say when she first noticed her knee was not doing well, she voluntarily rejected the run that day. And that was like I think I mentioned it on my last stream. It was almost like she knew she shouldn't go on that run. And I was ready, guys. I had the leash on her, a leash on him. Getting on the golf cart was started, and she just stood there and says nope. And she turned around and went into the house. And I'm like, this is incredibly odd for my dog to do something like that. Like Storm is like the marathon person of the year, like a dog of the year. She does not miss out on her workouts. She is all about it. Okay, but for her to turn that down, you know something is wrong. But she did exercise restraint and then went back into the house. So yes, it's Connie Corso, not a Pressa. He does have kind of the color of some of those that brindle color, but he's more of a gray, I think. Gray in the back tone, gray, black, brown, gray. I don't know what the color is. It's a brindle, brown brindle. I'd like for you to try to get her to engage in playing dog puzzles. Yeah, absolutely. Like buttons that open up the treats. Exactly. That's exactly right. That's what my daughter was advocating for. So we got to go do some shopping and prepare for her quarantine point 2.0. Her first time ever having to quarantine is when was her and her brother got parvo, and honestly that kicked off the decrease in socialization skills with her is because we were quarantining her and then we never really just picked it back up when she was cleared of the parvo. But in that dispensation of time, she was not hanging out with people that she doesn't know. And it's sad because we had, as puppies, once they were fully vaccinated, we had Storm and her brother, which was a cool dog, by the way. It was a beautiful Rottweiler. Now everybody's going to the house. Okay, it's just me. Okay, I'm sure you don't want to watch me, but my dogs are at the house. Look, he's at the door right there. I guess my dog saying we don't want to live stream anymore. Can you see him? Storm is right there. I'm not taking y'all in the house, guys. So I don't know if you want to look at me or not, but I look a hot mess today. I've been doing so much work out in the yard, so I look a hot mess. But I was saying, so the Rottweilers, they got parvo, so they were fully vaccinated. So my wife and I would take them to dog parks. We take them to the store. They loved it. They were very, and we were doing a lot of training with them. So we would make them do like obstacle courses at the dog parks, and it was a lot of fun. Everyone loved Storm and Creed. Like every time we took them to the dog parks, it was like all eyes on these Rottweilers, right? And so they were really cool. And then we took them on vacation, and wait, what did you say, Duck? Yo, you look completely fine. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, I appreciate you, Duck. You're awesome. But so you know, we took them on vacation with us, and we went to the Airbnb, and so the Airbnb was it's in a town in Central Texas called Wimberley. And I don't know if you know anything about Wimberley, but Wimberley is this little small quaint town, and at Wimberley, you know, there's like this canopy of very tall sequoia trees. They're not sequoia trees. I'm sorry. They're probably I forgot what they're called, but the ones with the knees that go into the water. Anyways, it's a really cool place to hang out, and we took them to the creek, and we were having so much fun. And then a week later, all of a sudden, my dogs were peeing, or not peeing, they were pooping a lot, and then they start acting strange, and Storm was just really taking the brunt of it. She was extremely not herself, very like tired and lethargic, and we knew something was wrong. We took him into the vet, and at the time it was during COVID, so we couldn't even go inside. We couldn't even go inside the uh, the veterinarian office. We ended up. Somebody said Happy Pride Month. You're killing me. Yeah, the Rotties. I'm talking about the Rotties. and we ended up taking them. They came out to the car, and they tested them for parvo. And of course, we were thinking to ourselves, they can't have parvo. They're vaccinated. Doesn't make any sense. And they came back fully gowned, almost like in what we call mop gear in the military, but fully gowned up. And we knew immediately what was wrong, that they had parvo. And at the time, it was more so Storm than it was Creed that was symptomatic. So we ended up having to hospitalize Storm for a week and a half. And you're talking about an expensive bill, man. That we were so thankful to have insurance. Insurance is the way to go. If you're kind of new to dogs, and and you have these big dogs, they come with big, expensive vet bills sometimes. So having that insurance made the world of difference. And anyways, we ended up having a week and a half for Storm, and then a week for Creed, because he started becoming more symptomatic as the days went by. And so I guess I said all this to say this. At the end of that whole journey, when they finally were able to come home, and my dogs lost so much weight, y'all. The Rottweilers were just emaciated. You just would not believe. Yes, insurance all the way. And even today, right? With her needing this ACL, it's called CCL in the for dogs, and in humans it's the anterior cruciate ligament, but in dogs it's CCL, which I don't even know what the C stands for. I got to go look that up. But either way, this surgery is about a $5,000 surgery, but with insurance it brings it down to, who knows, maybe 4,200 or something like that. They'll pay that much. They pay the 90%, and we'll pay the 10% of it. So it's extremely helpful, and it's paid. I mean, the amount of money that we've gotten back from the insurance company was well worth it, because that hospital stay for that week and a half, between the week and a half for Storm and then the week for Creed, it totaled, what was it? I'm sorry, don't give me a line, but it was about $30,000 or something like that. And so between the insurance reimbursement and the vaccine company's contribution, because that's another big tip, guys. If you have your dogs vaccinated, and your veterinarian has like the lot number and everything from the batch that they used, and you prove that your dog was vaccinated for that disease and they still contracted it, the drug company will actually will give you money towards the bill. So between those two, oh, we got somebody come back. All right, I'm gonna switch the camera back around. So thanks for watching this guy over here. Here's the dog. So anyways, so the insurance is great. It can be arranged how you look at it, but it's standard is cropping. Oh, okay. So they're talking about cropping and docking. Shoot, gotta go. Something's okay. Duck, thanks for hanging out. I'm glad to see you again. Appreciate you. Left my kind of cursor with the ears. Yeah, yeah. So that discussion comes up quite frequently about the cropping and the docking situation, and it's I don't criticize people who do or don't do it either way. There's some benefits. If you look it up, there's benefits for both, either having them or not having them. And I think in our case, we were kind of happy because my Rottweiler loves to grab onto things. And I think his ears would be kind of quite tore up if he had his full ears. So it actually kind of worked out in our case not to have all those floppy ears where my Rottweiler would be going after it, because his neck is already, I mean, it's probably not scarred up now, but typically you can see where my Rottweiler has been going after his neck a lot. So anything dangling, and that's why we don't wear collars on my dogs. And that's how Creed died. My Storm would always go for the neck, and then would twist on the collar, and they got stuck together, and the sand from the yard impacted the buckle, and we couldn't release it in time, and we lost Creed. So we don't wear collars at all in our house, just because of the dynamics of my pack. Hey, beautiful dog, King. Thank you, Bearded Viking. Appreciate you. It's not allowed in Austria. Yeah, so that's I guess one of the benefits of here is that you do have that option. It's not against the law. But if they decide here as a ethics committee on dogs, whatever, if they decide it's ultimately not in the best interest of dogs at all to have these things done to them, I would support it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with never ever having to ever dock or cut ears. Or cropping. I'm okay with that line of thinking. In our case, but that's something I had to kind of evolve to believe in and subscribe to. I think initially you're like, well, everyone else's dog's like that. Why don't you just, you just kind of go along with the crowd, doing the crowd wisdom type thing. But as you get, more and more understanding of your dogs and understanding the breed, you realize, okay, if it doesn't add too much value, okay, now it's back to me again. If it doesn't add very much to their life of the dog, the quality of life isn't, significantly improved or whatever, or if you don't have a circumstance that like I do, where my Rottweiler is really all about grabbing things, grabbing the ears and stuff, grabbing the neck. Maybe that's grounds for doing the procedure. Now, the other thing is, the ear infections, and they say that's less when they're not having these floppy ears. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that a couple times. But there are some things, if you look it up, there are some benefits to doing cropping of the ears. The tail is a different story. I think the tail is more about, some people see it as something that could be used to knock things off the table, and some people say that's not a reason to do that. I don't know. You use your personal ethics. Do what you think is in the best interest in the life of your dog, okay? So if you feel like that's going to be significantly a negative thing towards your dog's quality of life, then please don't, don't do it. You know, that would be my best advice. I haven't seen significant evidence to suggest that it's a terrible thing and it decreases their quality of life or makes their life worse. So I don't necessarily. That's why I don't have a strong opinion about that. I used to breed XL bullies, but always wanted a Corso. Instead, my wife wound up getting me what? Two wolves? Like you mean like the dog wolf blend? It's not purely cosmetic. I ducked my male's tail because a coyote had a hold of my female's tail and injured it badly. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Haas. Is that if your dynamics, because I think you have like a situation where you need your dogs to work around your house, right? If I'm remembering correctly. So I think in the case where if you have a dog that has a need not to have it, then I'm sure you can justify saying, hey, that makes sense for my pack or my dog. In my case, like I said, my Rottweiler is just really, really, really all about the grabbing and the shaking and all that stuff. I think Rain is better off not having those floppy ears. So Haas says, I raise working lions, I own property and livestock. Exactly. So you have a reason for it. So I think if people have a reason for it and it's not hurting the dog, why should we criticize? Why should we criticize? Rob Skiberry says, love my righty. Yeah, righties are good dogs, man. I'm telling you, as long as you treat them right, they will treat you right. All hound, no bark, wolves. What? This sounds a little bit unbelievable. There's like, are you talking about like? It sounds like you have because there's what's the name of the dog? The dog wolf blend. The one that's half dog, half wolf, and they express various amounts of the wolf wild genes or the more subtle dog genes. So Summer Breeze, you're saying, well, of course it hurts, at the time of the surgery. Maybe. But I look at it as like, let's say you needed your tonsils removed. Does that hurt you? Maybe, but you need the tonsils removed for a reason, right? There's a reason why you're doing it. If you're just causing trauma to a dog with no reason behind it, and I will say, I will leave room for tradition too. That's my ethics. I understand people have done something traditional, and if it doesn't decrease the life of that dog, and has no negative impact on that dog's life, other than maybe the initial little pain after the procedure or whatever, and then you have medication for that as well to reduce that. I don't know. I'm not gonna have a strong vote or opinion on that, y'all. Use your personal ethics. If you don't want that for your dog, please don't do it. You know, do what's in the best interest of your dog. But I don't. That's why I don't really like talking about this topic because it's so polarizing. It's almost like our American politics right now. It's so polarized. I try to stay away from those topics. Talk about things that are very, very much more necessary, such as what I was talking about earlier about making sure you set boundaries with your dog, because I think that could be a serious problem, not only for your dog, because if your dog bites somebody it's not supposed to, then you can be sued. You can get your dog taken away from you. It could be a bad situation. Somebody's back. Look who's back, everybody. Look who's back, buddy. Wolf dogs, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, no, I feel you, Summer Breeze. No, I feel you. It is definitely, if you're passionate about that, I'm not gonna like rebuke your passion for trying to help dogs live the best life. I think that's what I try to do as well. I try to advocate for the dog, and I just think that there are a lot of people that, if they're, if that's where your personal ethics is, and that's that their dog is harmful, please don't do that. But at the same time, don't die on that heel if you're not also exercising your dog. If you have a working dog, both of my dogs are working dogs, okay, they have to be exercised. So if you're telling me that your dog sit around all day, but you're, dying on the hill with the ear cropping, then I'm gonna say you're probably also not. And I'm not accusing you of that. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying that about you. I'm just saying that a lot of times people do like to die on these causes, on these heels, but they're also ignoring some of the more basic things that needs to happen. And but in the life of this dog, without his ears, I don't think he's significantly impacted on a daily day basis. I think he's more impacted on the fact that I care about his well being in terms of exercise, and he cares about the structure that we have in this family. So, and there's, optimization is always on the table, right? So, is it, optimal for them to have this particular diet, to have this particular soap when then they take a bath, or, those things are definitely up for debate. But things that are not negotiable is training. That's not negotiable. Setting boundaries, that's not negotiable. Okay, those things are not negotiable. And I think if people don't stand on those foundations first, they can, become more of a warrior and less of a concerned person about the dog. So, my role, I feel like, is I'm trying to do the best I can to talk about those things that are foundational for the well-being of your dog. That's what I feel like my role is. That's why we have this channel. That's why we even do lives, just to kind of push that information out. Am I some sort of Caesar Malone dog trainer? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that on the daily, for the people who are not gonna be sitting here doing the research to become a Caesar Milan, has all the setup that he has all the extra dogs and all the training staff. If you don't have that set up for yourself, but there are some basic things that you can do and still have a safe and great environment for your dog and for your family. That's what I'm after. Max Musterman says, "Beautiful dogs, thank you." So the argument that I'm making is that you can die on this hill. You may be correct, or you may not be correct, because the experts that are in the field have not made a complete stance on that. Now, I do think there are countries that have made that determination ethically. It's not worth it. I get it. Here in the United States, that's not the case. So the common ethics and wisdom that are given to us is that it is not, in fact, a absolute tragic thing for the well-being of our dogs here in the States. Okay, so if that's the case, if you believe in that ethics, then I say move on to the next thing, because which is, are you taking a working dog and you're bringing them home and setting them on the couch and not interacting with them? That to me is more important than trying to work out the ethics of cropping and docking of tails, considering that it's not affecting my dog's health right now. Does my dog look there like it's suffering? No, it's not. It's not suffering. But what it could be suffering from is lack of exercise. It could be suffering from a lack of guidance, lack of boundaries, and those things are very, very detrimental, and that could affect the life of your dog now, not just when it was born or 3 months after it was born. It's something that's an ongoing thing. So I'm redirecting the conversation away from something that could be, in fact, you could be correct. That's not, I'm not trying to call you incorrect or saying you're right or wrong. I'm just saying that if you want to be specific and talk about one ethical thing, that's great, fine. But then I'm like, there's also a bigger picture here, which is more to it than just cropping and docking of the tails. That's all I'm gonna say about it, because that's why I don't like talking about it, because it does get people all. It's one of those like it's like politics, right? Politics is like, it's so polarizing. You know, you have people on both sides of the aisle. You have good people on both sides of the aisle. Then you have people that are like, you know, it's just, this is not worth it. You know, I don't have this channel here for debate. I have this channel to talk about what things are helpful and what things that do help. And if you feel like cropping helps your dog, go for it. If you don't, go for it. Until there's good evidence to suggest that either one's absolutely not good for your dog and the life of your dog. If you have that evidence, I'm more than willing to push that out. Yeah, I mean, right. So if you go to some dog show, they're supposed to be the professionals, right? They are. You see them that they're doctor crop during those things. You would think that that would be, if it was a huge ethical concern and cause decrease the quality of life of the dog. You would think that that would be banned, right? But it's not. So that's why I'm not dying on that hill, because I don't have the strong evidence to do so. If you give me the strong evidence, I'll help you push it. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I failed to see that evidence. Yeah, yeah. So Summer still wants to separate the issues, and I'm cool with that. Like I said, I'm cool with that. However, I'm just not pushing a particular side any which way until I have evidence to do so. So is it ethical to circumcise the baby? Come on, folks. Cropping ears is very normal. Do it while they're young, and just like circumcise the baby. See, okay, this is what I'm talking about. We're going down that polarized lane. We're going down politics, and I just don't want to do it. You guys want to talk about politics? Go right ahead. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to have a good time with my dogs and with my audience. That's all. So I guess with that though, I think I probably will go ahead and call it quits, y'all. It's been about an hour. My dogs are resting, and they do need to have their breakfast. So we're gonna have delicious food, and we're gonna rest and digest, and we're gonna have a good day. So thank y'all for hanging out with me. Thank y'all for, I got 53 thumbs up today. That's awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank y'all for the conversation. It's good to see some old friends come on here, and I'm glad today I could interact with everybody, because last time was kind of not so good, because I couldn't read the comments. But we're back. So I'll see y'all next Sunday. I'll be around. But y'all have a good one. Hey, Haas, thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks, Bearded Viking. Crazy. Good to see you again. Okay. Bye, y'all.